Have you ever taken a bite of a tomato and wondered why it tastes dull, even though it looked perfect on the outside? Or found your leafy greens wilted after just a day at home? As we grow older, these small moments at the kitchen counter start to matter more than we think. Our bodies change, our digestion slows, and even our immune defenses need a little extra support. That's why how we store our vegetables becomes just as important as which ones we choose to eat. In today's video, we're going to explore a simple but often overlooked habit that can quietly shape your energy, comfort, and well-being every day. You might be surprised to learn that keeping certain vegetables in the refrigerator can actually strip away their flavor and health benefits, while others truly depend on the cold to stay safe and nourishing. If you've ever opened your fridge and second-guessed where things belong, you're not alone. Together, we'll walk through what to keep out and what to keep cold, so you can make each meal feel just a little better. Stay with me. The first vegetable on our list may already be sitting in your fridge right now. Number 1, potatoes, a starchy staple that turns toxic in the fridge. Potatoes have been a warm companion to many dinners and a reliable favorite in countless kitchens, especially for seniors who find comfort in familiar flavors and easy-to-chew textures. But what many don't realize is that putting potatoes in the refrigerator, although it may seem like a smart move to keep them fresh, actually triggers a chemical shift that can quietly harm your health. This is why potatoes stand at the top of the list of vegetables that older adults should never store in the cold. You see, when potatoes are chilled, the natural starches inside them begin to turn into sugars. And while that might sound harmless, those sugars, when cooked, especially at high temperatures like roasting or frying, can react with amino acids to form acrylamide. This compound has been studied for its potential links to nerve issues, inflammation, and even cancer when consumed frequently over time. For seniors managing chronic conditions like arthritis, kidney issues, or diabetes, this seemingly simple habit could quietly be working against your efforts to feel better and stay strong. Refrigerating potatoes also changes their texture in unpleasant ways. That lovely fluffy bite we enjoy in a baked potato or creamy mash can turn oddly gritty and far too sweet. And when you're looking forward to a meal that feels just right for your body and your taste buds, that kind of surprise can be disappointing. Take the story of Florence Moore, a 76-year-old retired librarian from Lansing, Michigan. Florence had always kept her potatoes in the fridge, thinking it would prevent waste. But she started noticing that her mashed potatoes tasted strange and her digestion felt off. It wasn't until her neighbor, a retired dietitian, suggested storing them in a cool, dry cabinet that she made the change. Just a week later, her meals tasted better and her stomach felt calmer. It was a small shift, but one that brought big comfort. So where should potatoes live if not the fridge? A pantry, cupboard, or even a basket in a shaded part of your kitchen will do just fine. The key is to keep them in a cool, dark place with good airflow, not sealed up in plastic, which can trap moisture and invite mold. A simple paper or mesh bag at about 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal. In short, potatoes can be a nourishing, healing part of your diet when treated with care. By giving them the right home outside the fridge, you're not only protecting their flavor, you're protecting your body too. Coming up next, we'll look at another root vegetable that loses both taste and nutrition in the fridge, one that many unknowingly store wrong every day. Number 2, onions, a flavorful vegetable that spoils in the fridge. Onions have a special place in nearly every kitchen. Their rich aroma, gentle heat, and layers of flavor turn simple meals into heartwarming comfort food. And beyond taste, they're packed with nutrients that support senior health, from powerful antioxidants like quercetin to natural compounds that promote heart and immune function. But when it comes to storing them, there's a common mistake many older adults make without realizing the consequences. They put their onions in the refrigerator. It seems logical at first glance, but for onions, the cold and humidity do more harm than good. When whole, unpeeled onions are placed in the fridge, they start absorbing moisture from the surrounding air. This dampness makes them soft and accelerates spoilage, often leading to slimy skins, dark spots, and mold growth between the layers. What might look like a surface blemish can actually run deep into the bulb, especially in cool environments where bacteria and mold thrive. And for seniors, especially those with weakened immune systems, Consuming onions in this state can lead to digestive upset or even foodborne illness. Another issue is flavor. The cold doesn't preserve the onion's crisp taste. Instead, it alters the balance of starches and sugars, making them overly sweet or dull, depending on how long they've been stored. These changes are not just culinary disappointments. For older adults with sensitive digestion, they can also lead to bloating, gas, or discomfort, especially when eaten raw in salads or sandwiches. Let me share the story of Walter Morgan, a 79-year-old retired school bus driver from Dayton, Ohio. Walter used to keep his onions chilled, thinking it was the best way to extend their freshness. But he started noticing that his stews didn't taste quite right, and that he often felt gassy after meals. A casual chat at his local community center introduced him to better storage practices, and he made the switch. Since moving his onions to a woven basket in a dark corner of his pantry, Walter has not only enjoyed better tasting meals, but also felt a noticeable difference in how his body responds after eating. So what's the best way to store your onions? Keep them whole and unpeeled in a well-ventilated, dry space away from direct sunlight. A mesh bag, wicker basket, or open bin in your pantry works beautifully. Avoid plastic, which traps moisture and speeds up decay. Once you slice into an onion, it's okay to refrigerate the leftover portion, but make sure to wrap it tightly in foil or place it in a sealed glass container and use it within a few days. In short, letting onions breathe in a dry space is one small act that supports better meals and a gentler digestive experience. Coming up next, we'll reveal another everyday vegetable that many people refrigerate out of habit, but which may be quietly disrupting your gut health more than you realize. Number 3, tomatoes. A soft, healthy fruit that loses power in the fridge. There's something undeniably comforting about a ripe tomato. Its soft bite, vibrant red color, and gently sweet acidity have made it a timeless favorite in the kitchens of many older adults. Whether sliced into sandwiches, stewed into soups, or simply enjoyed with a sprinkle of salt, tomatoes offer more than just taste. They're rich in lycopene, vitamin C, and potassium, nutrients that help protect your heart, support immunity, and keep your skin resilient. But here's the part many people don't realize. Storing tomatoes in the refrigerator can quietly take away the very qualities that make them so special. When a fresh, whole tomato is placed in the cold, its natural ripening process is disrupted. The chill damages its delicate internal structure, causing the texture to turn grainy and the flavor to fade. What was once a juicy, satisfying fruit becomes bland and watery. For seniors, especially those who depend on soft, flavorful foods that are easy to chew and digest, this change can make tomatoes feel like a disappointment rather than a delight. But the impact goes deeper than just taste. Lycopene, the antioxidant responsible for that rich red hue and known for supporting heart health and reducing inflammation, is less available when a tomato has been stored cold. Studies show that refrigeration can reduce the bioavailability of lycopene and other important plant compounds. So not only does the flavor suffer, but the health benefits you count on may quietly diminish too. Let me tell you about Helen Murphy, an 85-year-old retired piano teacher from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Helen had a habit of storing her tomatoes in the refrigerator, mostly out of convenience. Over time, she noticed her lunchtime tomato sandwiches lost their punch. They tasted dull and left her with a heavy feeling after eating. One afternoon, her niece suggested keeping the tomatoes on the kitchen counter instead. Helen was skeptical, but gave it a try. Within days, she noticed the difference. Her sandwiches tasted like they used to, full of life and richness. She also noticed that her digestion felt lighter, with less bloating after meals. So what's the best way to care for your tomatoes? Keep them whole and uncut at room temperature, ideally on a shaded counter or in a cool part of the kitchen. Once they're fully ripe and you don't plan to eat them immediately, it's okay to refrigerate them briefly to prevent spoilage. And if you've already sliced one, wrap it well and store it in the fridge. But try to use it within a day or two for the best texture and safety. In essence, tomatoes are one of nature's gifts that shine brightest when left to ripen where they belong, in the warmth of your kitchen, not the chill of your fridge. Up next, we'll look at a spicy little vegetable that's often chilled out of habit but loses both its zing and shelf life in the cold. The worst vegetable to refrigerate. Number 4. Garlic, a natural medicine that loses power and spoils faster in the fridge. Garlic is more than just a flavor booster. For generations, it has held a place of honor in home remedies, not just because of its distinct taste, but because of the quiet strength it carries within. For seniors, especially those looking to support their heart, boost immunity, and gently reduce inflammation, garlic can be a powerful daily ally. But like many natural treasures, how you treat it determines how much it gives back. And placing garlic in the refrigerator is one of the fastest ways to take away what makes it so special. When whole garlic bulbs are stored in the cold, humid environment of a fridge, the result is often disappointing. Moisture collects in the papery skin, causing it to peel away too soon and leaving the cloves exposed. That exposure not only speeds up spoilage, it also encourages sprouting and the development of mold. Garlic that might have lasted weeks in the pantry can begin to break down in just days in the fridge, taking its health benefits along with it. Its flavor can turn from warm and sharp to bitter and rubbery, and its key medicinal compound, allicin, becomes far less potent. This is more than a question of taste. For older adults with sensitive stomachs or weakened immune systems, consuming sprouted or moldy garlic can lead to bloating, digestive discomfort, or even irritation that leaves you feeling worse after a meal that should have nourished you. What began as a small mistake in storage can ripple into your overall well-being. Consider the story of Harold Quinn, an 84-year-old retired piano tuner from Santa Rosa, California. Harold loved to cook and often used garlic in his favorite Italian dishes. For years, he stored it in the fridge, assuming that cooler meant fresher. But gradually, he noticed a change in his meals. The garlic flavor felt off, and his digestion seemed more sensitive than usual. It wasn't until a friendly conversation with a local dietitian that Harold learned the truth. He moved his garlic to a mesh basket in a shaded kitchen cabinet and noticed a change almost overnight. The sharpness returned to his meals, and he felt lighter, more comfortable after eating. So what's the best way to honor garlic's gifts? Store whole bulbs in a cool, dry, well-ventilated space. A hanging basket, mesh bag, or small ceramic garlic keeper works beautifully. Avoid sealing garlic in plastic or containers that trap moisture. Once you've peeled or chopped it, use it immediately for the strongest benefits. If you must store the cut portion, wrap it tightly and keep it in the fridge for no more than a day or two. Garlic deserves a place in your life not just for its flavor, but for the quiet healing it can bring. Keep it in the right place, and it will reward you with meals that taste better and support your health in ways that truly matter. Coming up next, we'll shift to the 4 vegetables that seniors absolutely must keep cold, starting with one that spoils rapidly at room temperature and can become dangerous if left unrefrigerated for too long. The best vegetable to keep cold. Number 1. Leafy greens, a fragile superfood that must be kept cold. Among all the vegetables that nourish and protect the aging body, leafy greens stand in a class of their own. Whether it's tender spinach, crisp romaine, vibrant kale, or the peppery bite of arugula, these greens offer a gentle, powerful way to support senior health from the inside out. They are rich in vitamins A, C, and K, packed with fiber, and loaded with magnesium, folate, and antioxidants that shield your heart, brain, and digestive system as the years go on. But their freshness is fragile. And for older adults, how you store them can make all the difference between nourishment and risk. Leafy greens have a high water content, which makes them especially prone to wilting and decay. When left at room temperature, they quickly lose their firmness, their color fades, and worse, they become vulnerable to harmful bacteria. Microorganisms like E. coli and Listeria thrive in warm, moist environments, and their presence in spoiled greens can trigger digestive distress or even serious illness, particularly in seniors with more sensitive immune systems. That's why leafy greens absolutely must be kept cold. The refrigerator acts like a pause button, slowing the spoilage process and preserving the delicate nutrients that give these greens their healing power. For instance, vitamin C, which plays a vital role in immune strength and tissue repair, begins to break down almost immediately when exposed to heat and light. Cold storage keeps it intact longer, along with the texture and taste that makes leafy greens a joy to eat. No one enjoys a soggy salad, but worse than the unappetizing texture is the invisible danger when greens sit out too long. Let me share the experience of Eleanor Mayfield, an 86-year-old retired literature professor from Olympia, Washington. Eleanor adored preparing fresh salads from her local farmer's market hall, but she often left her greens out on the counter, believing they could handle a day or two unrefrigerated. One summer afternoon, she made herself a spinach salad from a bundle that had been sitting out overnight. Hours later, she felt bloated and nauseated. A visit to urgent care revealed mild food poisoning. Since then, Eleanor has made one small change that brought big relief. She stores her greens properly now and says not only do they last longer, but they taste more vibrant and crisp in every bite. So how should you store them? Keep your leafy greens in a loosely sealed container or their original breathable bag in your refrigerator's vegetable drawer. Place a paper towel underneath to absorb excess moisture and avoid washing them until just before use. This helps prevent spoilage and extends freshness. If you bring home large quantities, divide them into smaller portions to minimize air exposure and reduce handling. In short, leafy greens are a treasure to your well-being, but only when kept cool. Stored right, they stay crisp, flavorful, and most importantly, safe. Coming up next, we'll look at a common root vegetable that often turns soggy and unclean when left on the counter, but remains fresh and nourishing when chilled the right way. The best vegetable to keep cold. Number 2, carrots, a crunchy root that protects vision and thrives cold. Carrots have long been a favorite in the kitchens of older adults. Their gentle sweetness, satisfying crunch, and versatility make them easy to love, whether sliced raw for a snack, roasted until tender, or simmered into a comforting soup. But beyond their taste, carrots offer something even more valuable. They're rich in beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that your body transforms into vitamin A, which supports healthy vision, immune function, and glowing skin. For seniors concerned about eyesight, digestion, and staying energized, carrots are a quiet but mighty ally. However, to keep those benefits intact, carrots must be stored properly. That means keeping them cold. Unlike some sturdier root vegetables that do just fine in a pantry, carrots begin to degrade quickly when left at room temperature. Their moisture evaporates, leaving them limp and rubbery, and in warmer or humid kitchens, mold can creep in within days. For seniors who count on carrots as a regular part of a healthy snack routine or meal prep, this kind of spoilage can mean missed nutrition and wasted food. Chilling carrots in the refrigerator not only preserves their firm, crunchy texture, but also protects their vibrant orange pigment. That pigment comes from beta-carotene, which breaks down faster in heat and light. Keeping carrots cool helps safeguard this nutrient, ensuring that each bite continues to support eye health and cellular repair. For anyone managing age-related vision issues like cataracts or macular degeneration, this simple storage step can make a real difference. Let's take the example of Margaret June Elkins, an 80-year-old retired florist from Rochester, New York. Margaret enjoyed prepping her snacks on Sundays, slicing carrots and celery into tidy sticks for the week ahead. She used to leave them in a bowl on the counter for easy access. But by midweek, her carrots were soft and spotted, often ending up in the trash. Her granddaughter suggested placing them in a sealed container in the fridge with cold water. Margaret gave it a try, and the result surprised her. Her carrots stayed crisp for days longer, and snacking felt like a pleasure again, not a gamble. So what's the best way to store carrots? For whole, unpeeled carrots, place them in the refrigerator's crisper drawer. If your carrots come with leafy tops, trim those off first, as they draw moisture from the root and cause it to dry out faster. Peeled or sliced carrots can be kept in a glass or plastic container filled with cold water, and changing the water every couple of days helps keep them fresh and crunchy. In essence, carrots are more than just a colorful side dish. They are a vision-friendly, fiber-rich treasure that truly belongs in the fridge. When stored well, they stay vibrant, nutritious, and ready to serve your health with every satisfying bite. Next, we'll turn to a juicy, water-packed vegetable that becomes risky when left on the counter, but thrives in the refreshing cold of your refrigerator. The best vegetable to keep cold. Number 3, cucumbers. A hydrating, gut-friendly vegetable that wilts without refrigeration. Cucumbers might seem like a modest addition to your salad, but for seniors, they offer something quietly powerful. Packed with over 95% water, They help your body stay hydrated, especially during warmer days when energy dips and digestion slows. Their cooling effect soothes the body, while their gentle crunch supports bowel regularity and reduces bloating, making them an ideal choice for older adults seeking comfort through food. But this freshness is fragile. To preserve what makes cucumbers so beneficial, they must be stored in the cold. When left out at room temperature, cucumbers begin to deteriorate quickly. Within just a day or two, their skin softens, their vibrant green fades to yellow, and their ends become a haven for bacteria and mold. Not only does this ruin their refreshing taste and texture, but it also increases the risk of foodborne illness. For seniors with sensitive stomachs or lowered immunity, this is more than an inconvenience. It's a health concern that can easily be avoided with proper storage. Cucumbers also carry important nutrients like B vitamins, electrolytes, and silica, which support skin and joint health. These compounds are sensitive to heat and degrade quickly when not chilled. Refrigeration preserves both their flavor and their restorative properties. Consider the experience of Robert Bob Leland, an 81-year-old retired postmaster from Fresno, California. Bob used to keep his cucumbers out on the kitchen counter until he noticed they turned soft almost overnight. After a minor stomach upset, his daughter encouraged him to try keeping them in the fridge. Since then, he says his cucumber slices stay crisp all week, and his cucumber lemon water has become a favorite way to cool down each afternoon. To store cucumbers properly, keep them whole and unwrapped in your fridge's crisper drawer. If sliced, use an airtight container with a paper towel inside to absorb extra moisture. Aim to enjoy them within a week for the best taste and benefits. Cucumbers are gentle but powerful. Keep them cool and they'll keep you feeling refreshed from the inside out. Number 4. Bell peppers. A colorful immune booster that needs the fridge. Bell peppers are more than just a bright touch on your plate. They are a vibrant, nutrient-dense gift to anyone embracing aging with care and intention. Whether red, yellow, green, or orange, these crisp vegetables offer a powerful blend of vitamin C, vitamin A, potassium, and antioxidants that support immunity, skin health, joint comfort, and bone strength. But for all their natural goodness, there's one simple rule that makes all the difference. Bell peppers must be kept cold. When left on the counter, peppers begin to soften, wrinkle, and lose their signature crunch. More importantly, warm air and light quickly break down the fragile vitamin C they contain. For seniors, that means missing out on one of the most important nutrients for healing, resistance to illness, and reducing inflammation. Chilling bell peppers in the refrigerator not only keeps them looking fresh, it helps lock in their nutritional benefits where your body can still make use of them. Take the story of Lillian Ray Carter, a 77-year-old retired piano teacher from Baton Rouge. Lillian enjoyed sliced bell peppers in her lunchtime salad, but often left her grocery bags on the counter too long after coming home. She began noticing her peppers didn't have the same bite, and her hands felt more swollen after meals. A quick conversation with her dietitian revealed the issue. Now she stores them in her fridge's crisper drawer in a breathable bag. She says the peppers stay crisp all week, and her joints feel calmer too. To keep bell peppers at their best, store them whole and unwashed in the vegetable drawer. After slicing, place the pieces in a sealed container and use them within a few days. If moisture builds up, a simple pat with a paper towel can help prevent spoilage. With just a bit of care, bell peppers will remain one of the most powerful and colorful ways to nourish your body with every bite. Every small choice we make in the kitchen can shape the way we feel each day. Storing your vegetables with care is more than a habit. It's a quiet act of self-respect. When you protect their flavor, preserve their nutrients, and keep them safe, you're also doing the same for your body. So take a gentle look at your fridge and pantry tonight. Maybe it's time to let those tomatoes breathe on the counter, or give your bell peppers the cool home they need. If something you heard today made you pause or smile, drop a quick "noted" in the comments. It helps us know we're walking this journey together. And if you'd like more simple, science-backed guidance for living well as you age, feel free to subscribe and stay connected. There's always more to discover. You've come this far. Let's keep moving forward, one thoughtful choice at a time. In the next video, we'll explore the surprising truth about which fruits lose their benefits when stored the wrong way.